To complete your drawing, you're going to need a couple things. You'll need your paper protractor, or real protractor if you want. You'll need some sort of straight edge, something that just, it doesn't have to be a ruler, but it's just something long that has a nice straight edge to it. You'll need your tape measure. You'll need maybe a marker, colored pencil, and definitely a regular pencil. And then you're going to need your sheet with all your dimensions on it. All right, now that we've got all the angles and the skeleton of the bike frame made, we're gonna start drawing the tubes on top of that. I've drawn the BB right down here. Next thing I'm gonna do is the head tube. And the head tube thickness, or the width of the head tube, is about it's around 4 centimeters. So what I'm going to do now is on my head tube here, I'm gonna put, if it's 4 centimeters, I can put 2 centimeters on one side, 2 centimeters on the other side. Do the same thing up here. Put 2 centimeters on one side, 2 centimeters on the other side. Draw myself a nice perpendicular line. And then connect my 2 centimeter marks. So there's my head tube. All right, now my down tube. Down tubes can be all different thicknesses. I think I'm gonna stick with that 2 centimeter thickness just for right now. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna come up here off of that line earlier. I'm gonna mark 2 centimeters on the top, 2 centimeters on the bottom. Come down here and do the same thing. 2 centimeters above it, 2 centimeters below it, and then I can connect those lines. One of the things you really want to be careful of is making sure that the bottom of your down tube has some room here at the head tube. So again, connecting my line above it. And then I'm going to bring that line all the way down to the bottom bracket. All right, so I got my head tube drawn, down tube drawn. Now let's go ahead and draw the seat tube. Again, I want to stay with that 2 centimeters on each side. So using my ruler, 2 centimeters here, 2 centimeters there. Come down here, 2 centimeters here, 2 centimeters there. Now in reality, if you knew the diameters of the tubes that you were going to be building your bike with, you could actually measure all those. But for right now, we're just going to use kind of the 2 centimeter rule. I'm going to connect those again. So there's my seat tube. I've got my seat tube drawn, and now I need to connect my seat tube up here to my head tube. I'm going to try to do the same thing where I'll connect. I want to give a little bit of space here at the top of the head tube, and this will be the top of my top tube. And again, I don't want that to hit here on my seat tube. I need to go down a little bit. We usually have a seat collar or some sort of clamp. So I'm just going to go down about 1 inch and connect these 2 lines. And when I'm connecting these lines, I'm going from the outside of the tube to the outside of the other tube. All right. So there's the top of my top tube. This one I'm going to make a little smaller. I'm going to make it 3 centimeters. So I'm just going to measure right here, 3 centimeters. Measure right here, 3 centimeters. So this will be the bottom of my top tube. And again, I'm just connecting the outside of my head tube to the outside of my seat tube. And now I'm going to just draw the internal, the middle line, or the center line. It's always really nice when you have a frame drawing if you can see the center line of the tubes and the outline of the tubes. My center line, I'm going to try to draw a little lighter. If you notice here, I'm drawing darker on the outside and trying to do a little lighter on the inside. So here I'll be connecting the center line of the seat tube lightly to the center line of my head tube. All right, now that we've got the front triangle done, we'll work on the rear triangle. The rear triangle, again, those tubes are going to be smaller diameter tubes. So what we'll do is we'll probably just use 2 centimeters here on the chainstay, and then we'll probably use 2 centimeters up here on the seat stay. So this time I'm going to center my ruler. I'm going to put a centimeter below it, centimeter above it, come over here, put a centimeter below it, centimeter above it. I'll do the same thing, and then now I will connect those, and we'll go from the outside of the bottom bracket to our dropout area. Same thing here. Again, darker lines for the outside of the tubes. I got the chainstay drawn, and then now I'll do the seat stay. Seat stay, same thing. I'm going to use that 2 centimeters. So I'll put a centimeter below, centimeter above, come down here, centimeter below, centimeter above, connect these with darker lines. All right. So there you go. Congratulations, you've drawn your first bicycle frame. We're gonna practice this a couple more times before you start working on the real frame that you'll make. But I hope you understand that process. It can be a little overwhelming, so hopefully you've taken a chance to take the video, stop it, pause it, do your lines or your measurements, and then do the work, and then watch the video, stop it, pause it, do your work. Because trying to watch this and do it afterwards might be a little challenging. But my next thing I would do is I'm actually going to go through and I would color this frame in, so that way we can actually see on this piece of paper where the frame's at. All right, as you can see, I got my frame drawn and colored in. The first thing I did was I outlined it, and I used a kind of a darker black marker to do that. You can kind of choose however you want. And then the next thing I went to is I colored it in. You can kind of color it with anything. I use colored pencil, you could use crayon, you can use marker. But now you can see I've got a completed frame drawing. I got all my tubes labeled, and I got my angles marked, and the frame's colored in, and so now it looks like a real bike frame. So good luck with it. I'm excited to see what your designs and colored in frames are going to look like. So feel free to be creative with it. I was kind of rushed for time, so I just filled it in blue, but you can kind of do what you want with it. So we'll talk to you later. Good luck, and I'll see you soon. Hey, one thing I forgot to ask you to do on your bike frame drawing is when you get done with it, you gotta sign it just like a regular worksheet or anything else that you do in life. So I want you to make a title block, and I'll show you in a second what a title block looks like. But a title block is on most items that get made. They're called technical drawings, and on the title block you want to tell us what you made, what the date is that you made it, and who you are. So let's take a look at the title block that we have for this bike frame drawing. So on our title block, we put Spot Rocker, and it's a size medium. We've got the date, and we have my name for the signature for the designer. So when you get done with your bike drawing and you've colored it all in and made it pretty like this one, make sure that you go ahead and throw your title block in at the bottom. Thanks. All right, good luck, Bike STEM students. Let me know if you need any help, and I can't wait to see the bike frames that you design.